with regards to yesterday's question, which was, do you feel that there are any words or phrases that are overdue? Someone responded, and it made me decide to, I got to thinking back, and I was like, oh, that'll be the question for tomorrow, meaning today. So come on in and let's discuss. But before I do, hello, book connectors. Welcome or welcome back to the Book Connection. I am your host, Blue-Eyed Black Devil. So, yesterday, someone in the comments was saying that one of the phrases that was overdone to that person was everything's done for a reason. And I was like, yeah, that should have been retired a long time ago. But it made me stop and think, well, now, y'all know I really don't go into religion too terribly much. I don't even think I have on this channel. But when he said that, I'm like, I'm about to go down the rabbit hole, because I think by most people, they mean well when they say some things, but sometimes I just wish you wouldn't say them at all, because I understand you may just say things to try to bring words of comfort to people, like what he was just saying. God does everything for a reason. We know that. But if you can't name the reason, and most of the time you can't because you're not God, what's the point in making the statement? And I believe it's because that's what you've heard others say pretty much all your life. And so for me today, the question is, are there any biblical phrases that you feel people shouldn't or don't need to keep, or let me see, let's reword this. Are there any biblical phrases for those of you who read the Bible, believe the Bible? Are there any biblical phrases that you feel are overdone or overspoken? And like I said, for me, I think for the most part, people mean well, but listen to what you say, and sometimes it's like, okay, I didn't really have an answer, but, things will happen like, okay, he said that one. And I'm like, I wish people wouldn't keep saying things like, well, God doesn't put any more on you than you can handle or bear. And I know that's not written in the Bible, but I also believe that to be true. However, if I am in the midst of going through something, and you say that to me, if that's all you know to say, then, I guess I would just appreciate it if you said I'm sorry, and if it's anything I can do to help, feel free to, call me or whatever. And then what's another one people will say? I know people used to see me and they would be like, this is not a biblical phrase necessarily, but they would be like, well, God does everything for a reason. If they wasn't saying that, it would be like, there is something I know that can be done for you. You just don't pray enough, or you're not convicted to the word enough. And I'm like, okay, well, you know more than I do. Because all I can tell you is I have been under darkness pretty much since I've been on earth. A lot of you probably didn't meet me till I became an adult. So you really, all you can go by is what you're looking at, but you can't hear anything I say because you're too fixated on what you see is a problem for me. So, miss me with all of that one too. And what else is another phrase people used to always say biblically? Um, what is the one people say all the time? Oh, God helps those who help themselves. Now, I'll admit, I used to think that was in the Bible up until about maybe 10 years ago when I went to look for it and could find it. And I'm like, okay, well, that's kind of like when I thought about that. Now, I always have known that the 7 deadly sins did not come from the Bible per se. I've always known that. So I didn't ever go looking for those in the Bible. But for some reason, God helps those who help themselves. I guess I just heard it all my life or whatever and just figured. And it was coming from people who are really big churchgoers and Christians and all of that. So I think that's going to wrap this question up for today, which, like I said, is, are there any biblical phrases that you feel are overdone or just should be retired? Yeah, that's the word I use. Should be retired. Hop down in the comments and share with us what connectors. I'm pretty sure I'll learn something else I either didn't know or hadn't. Maybe I did know it, but it didn't dawn on me until now. Subscribers, thank you so very much for being subscribed. It's a lot of people who do what I do, but yet it's still you choose to join my channel, and I thank you so very much for that. And visitors, thank you also for visiting the channel. Feel free to join us. Everyone, please remember, only share as much as you care to share with us here on this channel. Check and make sure you are still subscribed to the channel, if you find yourself not on that list. Because I went to call my mother-in-law a while ago, and why is her phone number not programmed in my phone? And when did it leave? It's a good thing I have a lot of numbers memorized. So I was like, I hope this is right. I called and bam, she popped right up. But yeah, I don't know. So y'all just check, and if you're not subscribed and you want to be subscribed, I hope you do. Just type in the Book Connection or Blue-Eyed Black Devil. You should find me there by either one of those word searches. And then everyone, please remember to like, share, comment respectfully, and make sure your notification bells are not only turned on but set to all, so you'll know every time I drop another gem on you. Then, in the meantime, book connectors, remember this: as long as there are books around, there is always something to read. And until we read and or connect again, be safe out there. Enjoy your evening, night. Shoot, just enjoy your weekend. Enjoy your weekend. Enjoy each other. Enjoy yourselves. And God bless. Have a great weekend, Book Connectors.